Stay tuned following the Broncos video for highlights of the Super Bowl halftime show. A 40th anniversary salute to Motown.
We got to have a standard every time we come out on this field. We hit it one play at a time, we set a standard, and we keep it that way.
This is the beginning, baby, for a good year.
Davis, the lone back, handoff, cuts back middle, big hole, Davis 5, close to the end zone, touchdown. Pass intercepted, Darian Gordon 30, 25-20, Broncos, touchdown.
Let's go, set the tempo, set the tempo.
Sack on the play, picked up by Alfred Wayne.
Come on, baby, come on.
There he goes, all the way to the end zone. First down to the 8. In the end zone, pass to be intercepted, and for a touchdown goes John Mobley. An unbelievable catch by Rod Smith. Davis again powers his way to the 1. Davis, touchdown.
Anytime you win in the NFL, you guys are doing something. It's hard to win these football games.
TD for TD. Lobs one deep down the field, wants Rod Smith, who's double cover. Smith, great catch! Fade pattern, one sharp in the end zone. Got it! Touchdown! Davis just burrowed his way over the goal line. What a catch by Smith.
We don't get any pressure on these guys, we don't win.
Down he goes! Elway dumps it, and here goes Rod Smith. 30, 20, you can forget it. There's the 100-yard mark for Derek LaVille. The Broncos are going to win this one.
We didn't come here to win one playoff game.
Terrell squares his shoulders into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. This is the game. Into the end zone. Pass is going to be knocked away. Incomplete. Denver returns to the AFC Championship game. The winner will go to the Super Bowl.
Let's go out, walk the walk, play Bronco football, we'll come out champs.
John steps up, rifles one over the middle. Leaping reception by Rod Smith. Howard Griffin inside the 10, inside the 5, to the pylon, touchdown. Still on the run. Hit from behind, ball is free. Lotus has it. 3, 2, 1. Denver goes to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 32 is officially underway. Terrell Davis outside the 40, 35-30. TD down the sideline, inside the 25. Go! Elway, handoff, Davis into the end zone, touchdown! Play fake, Elway rolls right. He can run it in, John, and will trot into the end zone, touchdown! Broncos dance up, blitzes on his way. Jaguars got ball! And the ball free! Yes, sir! Denver has it! Our ball! John now squeezes, steps up in the pocket. Elway can run inside the 10. At first, he flies inside the 5-yard line. My goodness!
Hit it, go, go, go! Yeah!
Davis into the end zone, rocking, standing up. Touchdown, Denver! Can you say Denver is in the lead? One play to the championship. Mark throws pass, it's going to be incomplete. Oh, yeah! Denver home! Oh, baby, they're going to win this thing! Are you kidding me? Denver's going to win it! You can stand up and salute in Denver. And you got the world champions that live in your town.
That's what we worked 8 months for. Just go out and play as hard as you can. Let things happen, and the best team will win. That'll be us. Broncos on 3. 1, 2, 3. Broncos!
Here's the handoff, running right. Natron stops now, comes back to the near side. He's got the touchdown!
The 1996 playoff loss to Jacksonville may well have been the most devastating defeat in Denver Broncos history.
Here we were, the team that was picked to probably be in the Super Bowl last year, and we got knocked off in the first round. And it was definitely an eye-opening experience for everyone, because after that game, you saw the looks in everybody's eyes like, how did we let this one get away from us?
Anytime you don't take advantage of an opportunity like we had, I think it always sticks in your stomach throughout the offseason, throughout the summer camps, and once you do lead into the season. So it was tough.
Mike discussed that once we got together and say, hey guys, I know what happened the last game of the season left a very disappointing taste in your mouth. He said the only thing that we can do is practice hard, prepare hard, get back in that same position, and go from there. That's all we can do.
We set a standard and we keep it that way. We did some good things last year, but we know there's only one thing we're going to do is get better. And the only way you do it, the same thing. Every play, you work on execution, you're working your ass off to make sure we get the job done. We think in those terms, good things are going to happen.
Whatever success the Broncos achieved would now come in boldly redesigned uniforms.
The new look is, of course, going to be talked about and criticized and liked by some people, but I think as we get into the season, it'll be accepted. I mean, if we have a poor season, they're going to blame it on the new logo and the new uniform. But I'm excited because I think we have a very good football team that's capable of going all the way.
One reason for such optimism was the arrival of All-Pro defender Neil Smith, who would ironically play his first game with Denver against his former club.
All right, buddy. Come on, man. All right, baby. Welcome to the good side. You know that's right.
The Chiefs challenged number 90 with double-team blocking.
That's right. Keep two in there. Keep two in there.
Sometimes they even attacked in threes, but such strategy backfired when other Broncos beat their single blocks. Ultimately, Kansas City never did reach the end zone against the Denver defense, but it didn't take long for the Broncos to break off the season's longest play from scrimmage. Rod Smith's 78-yard catch and carry set up one of 4 Jason Elam field goals. Then a fourth-quarter touchdown from Terrell Davis allowed Neil Smith and the Bronco defense the freedom to run wild.
You said open the floodgate. Now open the gate. Open the dam. Open it up now. Let's get it going. Don't get scared, baby. Don't get scared. You know it's coming. You know it was coming. Yeah, baby, dog. You know what I'm saying? I feel real good about this one. Real good.
The upbeat melody continued in Seattle, where the Broncos hit all the right notes to blow away the Seahawks. Another new addition to the defense, corner Darian Gordon made his first big play of the season a productive one.
Pass intercepted. Darian Gordon 30, 25-20. Gordon's going to walk in. Broncos touchdown.
In gaining their most decisive win ever at the Kingdome, Denver barely had to break a sweat.
And that's about as easy as it comes in this league.
Terrell Davis added his second straight 100-yard day as the Broncos locked up another divisional win before heading home to face the Rams. Against St. Louis, John Elway filled the Colorado skies with football.
Setting up with the 16, throws up the field. The ball is going to be cut over the middle and running right over this. Going to be Rod Smith, and Smith is gone. He's gone for the touchdown. 72 yards. Woo, 72 big yards.
With All-Pro tight end Shannon Sharpe sidelined by injury, understudy Dwayne Carswell never missed a beat, hauling in his very first NFL touchdown reception. Darian Gordon soon followed with his own jaunt to the end zone.
Backs him up all the way to the 6. Here comes Gordon to the 10. Gets a block. 15. Darian Gordon breaks the tackle. 20. Still on his feet. 25, 30, 35. Gordon 45, 50. There he goes! Darian Gordon is going all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Denver!
The Broncos had struggled early on, but were virtually unstoppable by game's end.
Elway wants a play into the end zone. Pass loft to McCaffrey. Oh, what a catch! Eddie McCaffrey in traffic. Touchdown, Denver.
We all know we don't play our football game. And we played, but we still won the football game and won it going away in the second half. As long as you guys understand that, we got a chance to get better. But we have got to get better. Lost a little discipline in that, first quarter? Too many penalties. We stopped ourselves. We can't do that and achieve the goals we want to achieve.
With Shanahan's words still ringing in their ears, the Broncos were eager to take on the Cincinnati Bengals.
You a little scared? Yeah, you look a little scared.
Scared of what we're going to do to them other than
Let's go. Set the tempo. Set the tempo.
After spotting the Bengals an early touchdown, Denver began to chip away at the visitors' lead.
Let's go pass 315 trap wide down.
Through his long and storied career, John Elway had never lost to the Bengals and kept that streak intact with a pair of scoring passes in the second quarter.
Wide open, McCaffrey inside the 10, McCaffrey inside the 5, McCaffrey touchdown!
Yeah!
John will roll right, looks right, fires in the end zone, pass caught, Rod Smith, touchdown!
Cincinnati went ahead early in the second half, but another Elway missile quickly vaporized the Bengals' lead.
Elway into the end zone, pass is caught, that's a touchdown, and that's Rod Smith again.
Great route. You see that route? Come on, baby, come on!
Then Terrell Davis ran the Bengals right out of Mile High Stadium.
Come back, come on! There you go!
TD!
Meanwhile, Alfred Williams proved there was plenty of giddy-up on the defensive side of the ball. It was Denver's third 4-0 start in club history. In each of those previous years, the Broncos ended up in the Super Bowl.
We had something happen today for the first time in club history. First guy over 200 yards, and obviously game ball for TD and the offensive line.
After receiving plaudits from their current coach, the Broncos journeyed to Atlanta for a visit with a former Bronco boss, Dan Reeves. Dan was delighted to see old friends like Shannon Sharpe. That is, until the whistle sounded.
Four-man rush, Elway deep down the middle, intended for Sharpe, pass is caught, Shannon Sharpe is going to score, 10, 5, touchdown!
John Elway added 3 more scoring tosses, moving him to 5th place on the all-time list for career touchdown passes. And when the offensive line wasn't protecting their quarterback, blockers like number 77, Tony Jones, were clearing wide, sprinting lanes for league-leading rusher Terrell Davis. Next up for the Broncos, a Monday night matchup with the defending AFC champion Patriots. In a battle of the league's last unbeaten teams, the Broncos quickly seized the advantage.
Coates in motion as Bledsoe again, play fake, in the end zone, pass to be intercepted, intercepted, and for a touchdown goes John Mobley.
Denver's defense pitched a shutout in the second half by pounding Drew Bledsoe into the turf, en route to the Broncos' 10th consecutive win over New England. Meanwhile, John Elway and Rod Smith thrilled the national TV audience with a pair of acrobatic pass plays.
Elway straight back to throw. Here comes the rush. He looks, he fires long and deep near side, and it is caught by Smith and a great catch down to the 2-yard line. What a marvelous catch by Rod Smith.
Denver entered their bye week as the only NFL team with a perfect record. And loyal Bronco fans were already beginning to visualize a Super Bowl in their future. After a week off, the Broncos returned to action against the victory-starved Oakland Raiders.
We can't let Denver win. Come on, let's go. Let's go. I'll lose my voice. Come on, George.
George faces a 4-man rush, drops back, fires deep pass over the middle, pass is deflected and intercepted. Intercepted by Bill Romanowski.
Shoot. Ah, nuts.
First and goal, Denver. Elway, handoff, Davis bounces left side, trying to break a tackle, does so, Davis, touchdown! Terrell Davis broke the tackle of Albert Lewis.
Touchdown, Denver, that's what I'm talking about! Right there, baby! Yeah, way to go, baby!
Denver finally took the lead midway through the third quarter, but Napoleon Kaufman didn't let them keep it for long.
And right in the middle of the line, they give the ball to Kaufman up the middle, first down, 20, breaks in the secondary, he's gone! He's gone! They're not going to get him ever! Kaufman, touchdown! The Broncos are in trouble now! 83 yards!
It was the Broncos' first loss of 1997, but their troubles were only beginning. A freak October blizzard dumped nearly 2 feet of snow in Denver, and the Broncos had to battle the elements just to make it out of town in time for their game with Buffalo.
The flight was delayed by several hours. Many players almost missed it and didn't have any rest. Got in around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, which is not normal for an away game. And I think players rose to the occasion.
We have people getting picked up in snowmobiles, tractors, people driving off the road, down in ditches, guys walking a mile in 3 feet of snow, just barely getting here. And to handle that adversity and get there, say, at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and still find a way to win the football game said a lot about the character of our football team.
Terrell Davis shrugged off the fatigue of Denver's snowbound odyssey and carried a team record 42 times for 207 yards. It was a courageous performance that put him over 1,000 yards for the season. Then the biggest Bronco of them all completed an incredible journey of his own.
7-step drop, screen step to the left side, intercepted, down the right sideline, Keith Trailer, the big fella on his way, oh my, 20, 15, 10, Keith Trailer, oh the big fella, 62 yards on the interceptions.
The Broncos vaulted to a 20-0 lead, but Buffalo eventually battled back to send the game into overtime. Electing to take the win rather than the ball, Denver's defense rewarded their coach's confidence by standing its ground until the Broncos gained field position for Jason Elam to knock home the game-winning kick. The Broncos had survived a difficult week and returned home to face Seattle. By game time, all the snow was gone, and soon after, chances for a Seahawk victory had also melted away.
Into the end zone, this is Ronnie Harris, a yard deep, 5-10, heads left side, hit at the 17, and down he goes, ball is free, fumble, football picked up, touchdown!
The Seahawks scored their share of points, but not even Leprechaun's luck could help them stop John Elway, who moved past Fran Tarkenton into second place on the all-time passing yardage list.
Elway play fake, in the pocket, nice protection, Elway deep down the right side, watch Ron Smith, got it! 5-10, touchdown!
It was Denver's 13th consecutive regular season home win, a new franchise record. A week later, Mile High Stadium became a winter wonderland, and in the first ever meeting between the Broncos and Panthers, punt return ace Darian Gordon made it seem as if Carolina's coverage team was populated by 11 guys named Frosty the Snowman. Gordon, the NFL's career leader in punt return average, raced 82 yards for a score in the first period. Then just 7 odd minutes later, Gordon became only the third man in league history to return 2 punts for touchdowns in the same quarter.
Gordon from the 25, middle 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Here we go again. 45, 40. One to beat. Gordon down the sideline. 20. 10, 5. Are you kidding me? Oh, touchdown! Oh my goodness!
The Broncos continued to bombard the Panthers with touchdowns on both offense and defense.
Collins again steps up, pass over the middle, intercepted. Braxton, 15, 10, 5, yes sir! Touchdown!
The Broncos breezed to victory, but faced a much tougher test the following week at Arrowhead Stadium. The 75th meeting between Denver and Kansas City was arguably the most thrilling game of the NFL season.
Elway guns it long, looking for Rod Smith. The pass is caught by Rod Smith with an acrobatic catch at his own 19-yard line. And that was a phenomenal catch. Phenomenal catch.
Let's go, man. Get it in the end zone. Wide the crow. Let's go.
Sharp in the end zone. Sharp got it. Touchdown! Another excellent catch on
the Broncos scored first, but the Chiefs roared back to take a 14-13 lead at the half.
Get there. Oh, there it is. Again, it turns left, pumps, throws lane wide open. Gaten Hughes, touchdown, Kansas City.
You go take the empty, and he'll take the tight end. Gotcha. But would you rather cover the back? What do you feel more comfortable? Back? He'll stay with the back. You stay with the guy. Yeah, he'll go with him.
While Denver's defense regrouped, John Elway rallied the offense, putting together a masterful drive in the closing moments of the game.
Go with it!
A 35-yard attempt by Jason Elam. Snap is good, it is down, kick is up, and it is good!
Denver led by 1 with only a minute to play, but then the Chiefs answered back with a miracle of their own.
This is it. Either way, a 55-yard field goal tried by Stoyanovich, a line drive kick, and it is good! Just over the crossbar with no time left. Pete Stoyanovich for president.
When the ball went over, it just like crushed me. And I said after that day that I think that this year probably cost us the AFC West.
After the Kansas City game, I said, hey, regardless, the thing is to get in the playoffs. You have a chance if you're in the playoffs. You don't even have a chance to win the Super Bowl if you're not in the playoffs.
To clinch a postseason berth, the Broncos would have to knock off 2 division rivals. First in line were the Raiders, who ended up gasping for breath in the rarefied altitude of Mile High Stadium.
Elway will turn, handoff Davis, running right side, big hole, Davis, 10, 5, walks in, touchdown!
Terrell Davis ran for 3 scores, while John Elway and company traveled easily through the air.
Looks left, fires left, Smith inside the 5, stops, into the end zone, touchdown!
Next up was a battle with San Diego, just where the Broncos hoped to be in 2 months playing in the Super Bowl. Judging by its performance, Denver found the California environs to be most enjoyable.
Pressure. Smith may have deflected the ball. Going to be intercepted. Atwater. 20, 10, 5, touchdown! And the Bronco defense is at it once again.
It was the first score in Atwater's 9-year career. But touchdowns are nothing new for John Elway, who passed for 3 of them, including a pair to Ed McCaffrey. The Broncos clinched a postseason berth with the victory, but now sought playoff home field advantage. A win in Pittsburgh would go a long way in achieving that goal, and at the outset, Denver appeared more than capable of soaring past the Steelers. Rod Smith caught 1 touchdown pass in the first quarter, then stole another in the second.
I'm not so sure that ball wasn't intended for Willie Green, and Denver has their 3rd touchdown of the first half.
And the Steelers are stunned.
But it was to be the last time the Broncos would celebrate the rest of the afternoon.
Cordell is back. Has time. Floats a pass for Thigpen. He can't get free. He catches it. He's on a dead run. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, and he goes for a Steeler touchdown. And that goes into the books as a 69-yard strike.
We had everything on the line. We were supposed to play our best football, and we came out and we got embarrassed by that team. And I think that gave us a wake-up call to say, look, if you want to play better and you want to go deep in the playoffs, you better start doing it right now.
I remember walking off the field in Pittsburgh, and after the game, and Mike was walking off the field with me, and I looked at him and said, Mike, we're going to have to do it the hard way, and we'll do it.
It's game day, baby! Raise the roof on this place! Let's go, man! Let's go!
The Broncos faced an even tougher test in a Monday night battle against powerful San Francisco. With Terrell Davis lost early due to injury, Von Hebron was thrust into the spotlight, and he responded with a twisting run and a touchdown that tied the game at 17 in the third quarter. but 2 critical turnovers ended any chance of a Bronco victory.
Blitz package again, and Elway throws backwards and is picked off. Morton Hanks along the sideline, needs 1 block. He's down to the 30, he's down to the 20, he's down to the 10, 5, touchdown, Morton Hanks, 49ers have the lead back.
All hope of winning the AFC West was now gone, and Denver still needed a win to lock up a first-round home playoff game. Fortunately, John Elway was in peak form during the season's final week, riddling the opposing Chargers with 4 touchdown passes. In 15 NFL seasons, Elway had won every conceivable award and held many of the league's most meaningful records. No quarterback in history had won more games or pulled out as many comeback wins. And yet one achievement still eluded this future Hall of Famer, a world championship. Every Bronco player, from its all-pro superstars to the last man on the practice squad, wanted to earn a Super Bowl ring for their legendary quarterback.
You know, everyone wants to win one for John because he's meant so much to this organization, so much to the city. And he's a great person. Aside from a great athlete, he's a great person and a great leader for our football team.
I'm not the smartest or the most talented or the smoothest quarterback, but I guess when I leave this game is I'll always be able to look back and say that I gave you everything I got for 60 minutes. I'm done. Hopefully I can get that Super Bowl before it's all over.
In their first postseason matchup, the winds of fortune dealt Denver a familiar hand in their quest for the Super Bowl, a chance for revenge against the very team that had knocked them out of the playoffs the year before.
Hey, like we said all week, this is what we've been working for since April. Let's go out, have some fun, play like we're capable.
From the outset, Denver's offensive line seized control of the game, spearheading an opening scoring drive that burned almost 8 minutes off the clock.
Punch it in, baby! Punch it in!
Elway, handoff, Davis right side into the end zone, touchdown!
I don't know, they stepped up scramble, so.
Oh, short yardage. That's why I wanted cut! Cut them down!
The front wall of Nalen, Jones, Schlereth, Zimmerman, and Habib is called Orange Hush, a unit whose actions speak louder than words. Theirs was a performance that took the Jaguars' breath away, as Denver passed and ran on Jacksonville with shocking ease.
You can forget it. Touchdown, Denver. Oh, they caught him in a blitz. And Elway and Rod Smith on the side adjust are on the same page, and it's touchdown Broncos, their second of the first quarter.
The Jaguars' defense was taking a beating, but no one fared worse than cornerback Aaron Beasley.
Hey, Beasley, we coming at you, baby! Hey, Beasley, you know you coming at you! Hey, Beasley, you know we coming at you, Beasley!
Elway and Rod Smith feasted on Beasley, number 21, and the result was a buffet of big plays.
Bam! 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 There you go! There you go! Let's break it out of, baby! Let's break it out of, baby! Let's take it out of, baby! Lock Howard! Take it out of early, baby!
In their first 3 possessions, the Broncos scored 3 touchdowns, with Terrell Davis completing the early trifecta.
One more, bam! Touchdown!
But suddenly, the Jaguars pulled off one of the most amazing plays ever seen in any football game anywhere.
We'll punt from the Broncos, 32. It's a high snap. Right-footed kick is blocked! And there goes Travis Davis, 20, 10, touchdown Jaguars!
With their lead down to 4, Denver returned to its running game. Terrell Davis first used a lead block by number 42, Detron Smith, and then blocks by seemingly every other Bronco to propel him for 59 yards. the Broncos gained an astounding 310 rushing yards, taking control of the game behind a flawless performance from the line, which carved out wide-open expressways to easy touchdowns.
Pressure, deep one, left sideline. McCardell, Gordon has it, intercepted in the end zone. Keep pounding those lines, keep pounding.
Payback was sweet as the Broncos purged their year-long nightmare by completely dominating the overmatched Jaguars.
Not again, surrender! They really don't want to play. Surrender! Give up! Surrender! They don't know what hit him, T-Bone! No, they don't know what hit him! Total domination, that's what we did. We dominated them. Dominated them.
I tell you what, man, when you stick together, you can accomplish anything. We started off just like this. We leveled out. You guys hung in there. We were able to play a great football team, and we got it done. I'm really proud of everybody in this room. But we said along, we didn't come here to win one playoff game. This is a first step. I want you guys to enjoy your win, relax, but we're coming back, and we got one mission.
The icy sculptures at Arrowhead Stadium served as a chilling backdrop for the first ever playoff game between two long-time and bitter rivals.
It's the day, baby. 2 weeks off, 2 weeks worth of preparation, just to kick a little butt today.
Kansas City had not lost a single home game in 1997, but in the second leg of their revenge playoff tournament, the fired-up Broncos would have to find a way to end such mastery. The Chiefs were confident they could run against the Broncos. Denver's defense proved otherwise. And when Kansas City tried to pass, they got a similar response. After a scoreless first quarter, the Broncos suddenly caught fire.
Give me point cross or point triple cross with X on a skinny takeoff.
It was a game where John Elway put up the fewest passing attempts of the season, but the throws he made were daggers in the heart of the Kansas City defense. Rod Smith's sideline jaunt led to the first touchdown of the game.
Handoff, Terrell Davis left side, bashes into the end zone, touchdown Denver.
All right, here we go now, let's go.
It was the only score in the first half, and the Bronco defense was hard at work to make it stand.
The double team pocket like this. Yeah. Then come over, the guard is waiting to see these first.
Yeah. You keep mixing them up. We jump or not.
But in the second half, it was the Chiefs who took the lead.
Third back, wanting to throw the football, in trouble, wheeling around, turning right, holding the ball in the right hand, still holds it, now fires it late in the zone, touchdown! Kansas City! Touchdown! Tony Gonzalez, 12-yard pass play. Kansas City takes the lead.
Hey, let's go now. Now the pressure's on.
The Broncos refused to fold, unleashing Terrell Davis for a 41-yard burst, the longest running play of the game. Davis's pickup brought Denver close to the goal line, but ultimately yielded no points. Undaunted, Elway rallied his troops once more with another devastating completion, a crossing pattern to the unguarded Ed McCaffrey.
Wide open, McCaffrey. Eddie Mack inside the 10, inside the 5, to the pylon. Is he in? No, he's waved out of bounds. Inside the 2-yard line goes Eddie McCaffrey.
Here's the play of the game.
Davis right side, Terrell squares his shoulders, into the end zone, touchdown Denver.
Now behind by 4, the Chiefs took an uncharacteristic gamble on a fake field goal, but the Broncos weren't buying.
Aguiar rolling right. Broncos is going to have it. He's short. He's short. Bronco defense holds.
Big play. And oh, Marty, I thought you were conservative.
But it wasn't over yet. With only seconds to play, the Chiefs mounted a frenzied final charge.
Clock is running. 27, 26, 25. Gerbeck, this is 4th and 2.5. This is the game. Slant! Straight drop back. Gerbeck, plenty of time, into the end zone. Pass is going to be knocked away. Incomplete. Incomplete. The Bronco defense holds. Yeah!
All right, baby. All right. Great job, Al.
Hey, take a head AFC West. Take a head AFC West, baby. We got this one. We got this one, baby.
We beat a heck of a football team, but this is not our goal. Man, this is not our goal. This is a step. You enjoy it. We got one thing on our mind, and what's that? Pittsburgh Steelers.
Three Rivers Stadium, the last stop on Denver's road to the Super Bowl.
All right, no second chances, but let's light it up. No second chances, Byron. Light it up. Great day to be alive. Let's go kick their ass. Let's go, Bill. Let's go kick their ass, bud. Hey, Bill.
Hi, Mike.
How you doing, bud?
Hey, great year.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Whoever gets this one, let's go on and get the other one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's end this damn thing.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Hey, everybody knows we want this bad. The only thing is we can only play it one play at a time. Let's go out, walk to walk, play Bronco football, we'll come out champs. Broncos on 3. 1, 2, 3. Broncos!
John turns hands off. Terrell Davis running left. TD over the 30. 35-40. Davis.
Go!
With one explosive play, the Denver Broncos made it clear that Pittsburgh was in for a nasty fight. Terrell Davis became the first runner all season to gain over 100 yards against the Steelers' top-ranked rushing defense. But the Denver back was just warming up.
Griffith in motion to the right. Toss, right side, Davis. Cuts up, Terrell Davis at the 5. Terrell Davis into the end zone. Touchdown!
Yeah! Touchdown!
Denver scored first, but the Steelers wasted little time issuing their response.
Short pocket pump. Rolling right is Cordell. He's going to run 30, 25. He's up the sideline. Cordell goes in for the Steelers touchdown. A 33-yard run. And the Steelers are ready to eyeball these Broncos.
Listen to me. Keep playing your ass off. Alert all the trick stuff now. The QB draw, Cordell going to try and take it over a little bit. We just keep playing our game. Be alert for him taking it over.
He's looking deep. Cordell Stewart loads it up and lets it go into the end zone. Pass is going to be fought for and intercepted in the end zone. Stewart has thrown into double coverage a lot today, but only this time do the Broncos make him pay.
In their first meeting in December, the Broncos dropped so many passes it cost them the game. But this time their grip was ironclad. Denver overcame a 14-7 deficit late in the first half with several great catches, the best coming from the unlikeliest of targets.
Elliott will turn, play fake. He's in the pocket, throws in the flat, one-handed catch by Howard Griffith inside the 10, inside the 5, to the pylon, touchdown! Oh, what a catch by Howard Griffith out of the backfield. Griffith had the ball thrown behind him, wheeled around, snatched it with his left hand, and 15 yards later, the Broncos are back in front.
Then with only seconds remaining, Denver got one more chance.
Okay, would you like to go red, right, open, sprint, right option? To me, we can get out of bounds and get 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Elway with pressure on, rolls right, fires. McCaffrey inside the 5, Eddie Mack to the pylon. Did he make it? No, but he's going to be inside the 1-yard line.
Okay, let's go sprint right option.
Elway, roll right, same play. Fires end zone, touchdown, Eddie McCaffrey, same play.
In the second half, the Broncos' defense only got tougher.
Stewart will throw, short drop into the end zone. Pass going to be intercepted!
Yeah! All right!
Intercepted in the end zone, a terrible throw, and Alan Aldridge with a diving pick The Bronco defense has done it again. Third interception of the day by the Denver defense on Cordell Stewart, and that was not a good throw. Oh, my.
Denver's defense was merciless, forcing yet another Steeler misfire.
Stewart again with a deep drop in the pocket. Here comes Alfred Williams. One hand can't haul him down. Stewart still on the run. Hit from behind. Ball is free. Denver comes up with a big play on defense.
They got a long way to go to get to us. We just can't take a chance of, you know what I mean? Just running down right now. And hopefully get a couple first downs along the way.
The Broncos, however, were unable to control the clock or generate any more points, giving Pittsburgh an opportunity to stay alive.
Looks, surveys, has plenty of time. Breaks out of there, rolls right, fires for the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers!
Leading by 3, Denver needed to come up with a plan to control the ball and kill the clock.
Two different thoughts. We could go for the H2 with a double go. Or do you think we should run it?
3rd and 6 for Denver at the Bronco 15-yard line. Snap is good. 5-man rush. John throws. Pass caught. First down over the 30-yard line. Shannon Sharp. First down, Denver. Biggest first down of the year. Elway to Sharp for 18 yards. First down, Denver. Oh, baby.
Okay, now let's figure this out. They got 2 timeouts, right? Now, wait, is this game over? No, it's not far from it now.
With one more first down, the Broncos champions.
Elway turns, hands off Davis, bounces back left side. Davis breaks the tackle, midfield. Terrell Davis first down, and he stayed in bounds. All right. The Bronco bench is bouncing up and down. The Broncos are going to Super Bowl 32.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
Great
bud.
job. I'm pulling for you, man.
Thanks.
Whatever you can do.
Thanks.
I can do help you. Let me know.
Thanks.
I'm pulling for you. Bring it home with you.
Thanks. Denver goes to the Super Bowl. They are the AFC champion.
Ahead was their chance to end the AFC's 13-year losing streak and win the first ever world championship in franchise history.
This right here is not the one we want. I mean, this is not, I tell you what, we said it from day one. I said the big trophy is ahead of us. All we got to do is stay focused. There's going to be a lot of distractions that's going to happen. We've got a lot of guys in this room that have been there. And I'm telling you what, the greatest feeling in the world is going to be winning this next football game. And there's only one way you do it. We're going to have a plan. We'll announce it in a game, the schedule, what we have to do in preparation for the next game. And I guarantee you, the next one is a whole lot sweeter. Congratulations.
Super Bowl 32 was billed as a battle between 2 of the greatest passers of our time, Green Bay's 3-time league MVP Brett Favre and Denver's future Hall of Famer John Elway, who at 37 was facing perhaps his last chance at an elusive Super Bowl ring. A game featuring 2 such accomplished quarterbacks had many hoping for one of the Super Bowl's greatest aerial shootouts. The airways above Qualcomm Stadium were tested by Favre on the game's opening drive. 3 completions to Antonio Freeman helped Favre and the Packers take the early lead.
Here's Brett straight back in the pocket. Some time going to the end zone. Back there is Antonio Freeman. Touchdown, Packers! Antonio Freeman on an absolutely gorgeous throw by Brett Favre. A 76-yard touchdown drive by the Packers on the very first series of the game.
It's all right. Let's go, guys. That's all right. That's all right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Got a lot of football to play. Let's go.
The Broncos quickly responded.
Here comes the blitz again. Handoff left side, Davis. Terrell Davis. Outside the 40. 35-30.
There you go. Go. Go.
TD down the sideline. Inside the 25. Still on his feet. Inside the 20. Inside the 15. First down, Denver. A run of 20.
The running of Terrell Davis and even John Elway keyed Denver's opening series.
vintage John Elway there, and the 37-year-old making it happen with his legs.
But you know what? Elway slides during the season. He lowered his shoulder right there.
Denver's impressive 11-play march made a huge statement against the heavily favored Packers and their heavyweight defense.
Davis into the end zone, touchdown! A pretty good way for the Broncos to answer the Packers' opening drive.
I tell you what, some stunned people on that Green Bay sideline. They thought it was too easy. In Denver, you're right. That's called an answer.
On the following series, Denver's defense forced the game's first mistake.
Favre unloads. Pass is going to be intercepted. Braxton down on one knee. Has got the ball. The Broncos turn him over.
The Broncos looked to capitalize by letting their workhorse, Terrell Davis, run wild on the Packers. And it seemed he couldn't be stopped until late in the first quarter.
And I think Davis may be shaken up. Terrell Davis is on both knees, and this would be
bad,
costly for the Broncos.
After being kicked in the head, Davis was feeling the onset of a migraine headache and the loss of vision that accompanied it.
He's got a migraine going. He can't see right now. We got the medication in him, and it should come back real quick.
Though he couldn't see clearly, Davis was still needed on a key 3rd and goal.
Can't see.
What's that?
Can't see.
Okay, just do this. You don't worry about seeing on this place because we're going to fake it to you, the 15 lead. But if you're not in there, they won't believe we're going to throw the ball, okay?
Despite his vision loss, Davis was still an effective decoy on Denver's play fake. And when linebacker Lamont Hollenquist and the rest of the defense focused on Davis, John Elway had an unobstructed view of the end zone.
Nice play into the middle of the pile, really sold it. Green Bay really pinched everything inside, and he had daylight to the outside on the right.
Despite building a 14-7 lead, the underdog Broncos still hadn't earned the total respect of the Packers.
We are playing Indianapolis Colts. We're playing Indianapolis Colts right now. This team is not better than us. They're not even good.
We letting them
do that thing on. You act like we never seen it grow. Look, when you get back in the game, man, we gotta make a statement, man. We gotta make a statement. We gotta bust these dudes in the mouth. Bust them in the mouth. Bust them in the mouth. You make the play. You make the play. You make the play. You make the play.
Actually, Denver did seem more vulnerable with Davis's migraine forcing him to sit out the second quarter.
What's the deal? What's the deal?
It's going to be about 15 minutes before he comes back.
With Davis lost for the rest of the half, Denver's defense picked up the pace, with relentless pressure from blitzers like safety Steve Atwater.
Broncos stands up, blitz is on its way. Atwater's got far! Ball free! Yeah. Ball free! Yes, sir! Denver has it!
Yeah! Our ball. Steve Atwater on a blindside blitz. Hit Brett Favre in the middle of the back. The ball squirted out, and Denver with their second turnover of the first half.
The fumble set up a field goal and a 17-7 Broncos lead. But Favre and the Packers weren't about to go down that easily. And midway through the second quarter, they mounted a drive worthy of a defending champion. Mark Chmura's key 3rd down catch kept the Packers on the move, and in the final seconds of the half, the tight end completed Green Bay's 95-yard scoring drive.
Back goes Brett to throw it. Brett pumping. Brett to the end zone. Touchdown by the Packers. Caught in the end zone by Chmura at the deep right corner on a little lofted pass by Brett Favre.
Oh, what a touch by Brett, Jim.
The Packers had cut Denver's lead to 3, and with 30 minutes left to play, Super Bowl XXXII was taking shape as one of the most exciting championship games ever.
All right, let's go. Let's crank it up. World Championship. 30 minutes.
As the second half began, the big question was, could Terrell Davis play?
Yeah, he did come out.
I bet you they slip it to Davis on the first play just to check him out.
And a pitch goes back to Davis, through the line, gets a couple of yards, lost the ball, down about the 27-yard line. The Packers have the ball. The Packers have the ball.
boy no more. He's scared. They out the game. They better take him out. They better take Davis out, man.
Davis's fumble led to a Packer field goal, but it did not weaken him or Denver. As the game became more physical, the undersized underdogs bit back. The smallest offensive line in the league dominated the biggest defensive line. As the Super Bowl's most valuable player, Terrell Davis ran for 157 yards.
Get off the block! Get off the block! You're not getting off the block. You gotta get off the block.
We're starting to wear Gilbert down now, and he's having trouble getting up.
With Gilbert Brown and his mates tiring, the Broncos embarked on a 13-play drive that ate up nearly half the third quarter.
1st and 10 Denver, 5:18 left in the third quarter. Offset eye behind Elway, who will turn, play fake in the pocket. John passes it once, lets it go wide open. McCaffrey inside the 40. Eddie Mack inside the 35. First down Denver. Elway's in the gun. Packers jumping around. They rush forward. Plenty of time for John. Now squeezes, steps up in the pocket. Elway can run inside the 10. Head first. He dives inside the 5-yard line.
My goodness.
He wanted that first down.
You want to tell me the 37-year-old man doesn't want to win this game?
Man, oh man.
That sacrifice. Oh, man.
That kind of play inspires your teammates.
And it demoralizes your opponents.
2nd and goal from the 1. Elway, Davis, same play. Davis to the end zone. Touchdown, Denver! That was a 93-yard drive. Green Bay right now looking like a very tired football team.
Please, baby, give him. Please give it to me, baby. I'm going to give it to you, baby. Boom! Right up there. We got the big down skates. He too big. He too big. Ah! He too big.
So here we go, Elam.
With Denver leading 24-17, Green Bay turned the ball over for the third time.
Left side and losing yards. Ball's free, fumble. Broncos have it.
Tim McKier's recovery of Antonio Freeman's fumble gave the Broncos a chance to go up by 2 touchdowns. John Elway went for the end zone on the next play.
Rifles one of the end zone. Pass is going to be intercepted. No! No! They went for the kill.
The world champs weren't ready to die. And on the Packers' next drive, Freeman atoned for his fumble and tied the game at 24.
Favre with 2 running backs. Now Favre straight back in the pocket looking, and that arm. Touchdown for the Packers to Freeman. That was a champion right there.
Let's go. Strong right slot. C left, 19 toss.
Elway trots out into the field, and the Denver bench is full of emotion.
You got a guy that's going to go to the Hall of Fame at number 7 who's done this 44 times in his career. None bigger than this situation.
Elway's 45th fourth-quarter game-winning drive would be aided greatly by Ed McCaffrey's crushing block.
Oh, my! Brian Williams, that's Ed McCaffrey that just tattooed you on your back and allowed that thing to go down another 15 yards.
Going in right here. It's going in right here.
2nd and goal from the 1 with the minute 47. Davis into the end zone, rocking, standing up. Denver is in the lead. Davis is saluting anybody that wants to salute him. And the Broncos are a minute and 45 away from a world championship.
To win that world championship, the Broncos would have to withstand one furious drive and one vicious collision. The players had taken a physical pounding. But for others, the emotional pressure was tougher to stomach.
And people all over Colorado are about to throw up. And the hearts are pounding in Denver.
We got 3 of our guys out. We got 3 guys out. Yeah. Atwater, Hilliard, and Crockett. Super Bowl.
Come on. This is it. Come on.
One play to the championship. 4th and 6 for the 31. Blitz is on. Farm hit as he throws. Pass is going to be incomplete. Denver, oh! Denver's going to win it. Oh, baby, they're going to win this thing. Are you kidding me? Go ahead and salute them, Denver. The Broncos have done it. The Broncos are world champions.
We win. We win. We won. Us, Broncos, we win.
Well, boss, we did it. We did it, man. We did it. We did it. Fantastic. I'm so proud of you. You know how good that nice ring's gonna look on your finger.
This one's for John.
He waited 15 years. Denver waited 38. John Elway and the Denver Broncos. Now the nation salutes you, the world champions of professional football.